everyone, and welcome back to the Right Mortgage Network's Later Life Lending Insights podcast. This is our series of lending podcasts where we dive into the latest news, trends, and insights shaping the market. I'm your host, Victoria Clark, Head of Lending at the network. And today we are joined by Key Group's CEO of Manufacturing, Dave Harris. Dave, a very warm welcome to the podcast. I'm sure you're a very busy man, so thank you very much for joining us today.
No, it's a pleasure, Victoria. Thank you very much for asking me to join.
No, you're welcome. It's great to be able to have an insight from you directly. And as you know, anyway, from this year as a whole, the lifetime mortgage market has saw a growth of 32% already. So it seems like a really positive year, and it seems like the rest of the year, there is so much more to come. So really looking forward to diving into that a lot more. And with how much is going on in the later life lending space, and inclusivity of mortgage advisors as well, not even just our usual lifetime mortgage advisors, we can really get into some things that more2life are going to be able to bring to the market. But with all of your years of experience in leadership and innovation, Dave, there are some questions that we've got that we really want to get to know from you. We're going to start with getting into the development in product range. So how would you describe more2life's product range in the context of today's later life lending market?
Well, thanks for reminding me that I've been in this industry a long time. It's actually 12 years that
No way.
I've been here at more2life. And certainly as a brand, we've always challenged ourselves to kind of explore what's happening in the market, challenged ourselves to try and be creative and innovative and kind of bring new concepts to the market. So I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that over the year. I think we've pioneered a few things, health underwriting, and then more recently, zero ERCs and the concept of interest reward. If you ask me to think about the more2life product set as it sits at the moment, I like to think we've got a very broad range of LTVs from the lowest in the market. And in short order, we'll be adding a new product actually shortly called Omni that will be the highest LTV in the market. And then across all of those products, we've tried to have as innovative a feature set as we can. So, repeating myself slightly, but I'm proud of the team. With our Maxi Zero product, we brought in a product that has zero ERCs. We'll be adding the Horizon interest reward products to the more2life stable shortly. And I think that interest reward innovation is an important one. Increasingly, the FCA want to see advisors properly taking account of affordability, which lots now are. But if a customer can afford to pay and wants to pay some of the interest, being able to get a reduction in the interest rate is a very powerful thing to have on the product. So I think in a nutshell, I think we've got a broad range of products, highest to lowest LTVs, lots of good product features, and the engine behind that is that we've been successful in getting a broad range of funders to work with us. So far so good. We'll never rest on our laurels. I think there's some more things we'll want to do later this year. So watch this space.
Yeah, it just seems like you like to keep really busy, doesn't it, at more2life? Likes to have lots of things going on. But to be fair, like you say, that's so many solutions, and it's so nice for customers to be able to have access to so much in the industry, especially with the way how things are moving on. But with all that in mind, how do you see then that technology and tools that the group provides will support a more joined up experience, not only for our advisors, but also then for their customers?
Yeah, I mean, this is an area that we've certainly been very focused on, actually. I don't want to. Don't want to say creating a wide range of products at good prices is easy. It's not. There's a lot of hard work that Roland Steer, our director of funding, puts into making sure our funders are giving us a good range of prices and product features as we can. But that's only part of the equation going forward. Around us, the world is changing at a rapid rate of knots. And I'd like to think that more2life are continuing to challenge ourselves. What can we create? What can we innovate and bring forward as support to advisors that's more than just product. And I think technology is a very good example of where over the next period you'll see us doing that in hopefully in spades. I mean, one of the things that drives us is our mission is to ensure that we provide great products and wider support that make advisors look like heroes in front of their customers and their clients. So, an area from the technology perspective that we've been looking at is just how old-fashioned and antiquated the approach is that we have as a mortgage industry, where somebody says they want a mortgage, the advisor goes and gives them advice, the advisor sends in an application, and then there's the beginning of snail trail to right now we got to instruct a valuer's got to drive out, value the property, the valuer's got to do their report, send it back in, that report has to go to our underwriter, and then that all takes an inordinate amount of time. And when you say it like that, it sounds like something that's from the Victorian era, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So what we have invested in is this thing that you're going to hear us talk a lot about, which is called ProView. And
Mm.
that's us ensuring that the traditional human underwriters that we've got have got tech and access to databases and other solutions that mean even before a broker goes out to see a client, or even when a broker is perhaps looking at a lead that they've received, if they book an appointment with a ProView consultant at More to Life and they tell us information about the property, we will immediately tell them whether that case is going to be a yes, a maybe, or a no, right? Even before going to valuation. And I think it's that kind of technological investment and innovation that is going to make a big difference going forward, because so many hours are wasted by advisors
Mm.
and cost actually going round that antiquated process that I described. So there's one example in the kind of underwriting and valuation side of things where we're going to try and add value. ProView, is something above and beyond product. It's cost us a lot of money. It's something that I've just had the latest version of it demoed to me this morning, and it's just going from strength to strength because
Oh, how exciting.
yeah, it really is going to be good. So that's one area. I mean, there's loads of other areas where we'll never rest at More to Life. We'll always want to challenge what can we do to, disrupt and think differently about. So, again, probably early days, but there's other parts of the process where I think technology can help us all do our jobs more effectively. And if we do them more effectively, brokers are going to look like heroes in front of their clients. The broker and the customer are going to see cases complete faster. That means customer delight is going to go up. And, that's why we're here. We want those magical moments that brokers make happen and advisors make happen with their customers to just become more and more efficient and effective.
It's working smarter, not harder, isn't it? That's what it seems that you're really giving the advisors the tools to be able to do. It's like even with having the tool of being able to look at what's available in the market beyond just looking at product, isn't it? It's like what stage of life these customers are at. It's so useful.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, there's so much More to Life's not the only lender trying to innovate, right? We're not the only lender trying to add to the product stable that is available in later life lending for advisors, right? There's so much positive change going on. I think you said at the beginning, the stats prove that after a couple of tough years, this market is looking like it's going to now turn and grow again.
Mm.
And innovation, whether it's product or whether it's technology, is what's going to drive us all forward. So I think it's a really, really exciting period for our industry.
I think so as well. And I think, with everything that's going on as well, with the second half of this year, like on the mortgage maturities and interest only mortgages coming to an end, this is what, and we've mentioned this on a previous podcast, it just is all these things are getting shaped up and ready for what is really going to come. There's going to be a lot of customers who are going to need to look to lifetime mortgages and later life lending as a whole. So people like yourselves getting things ready for this hopefully massive surge in business that we're going to see in the whole lending industry. It's really exciting, like you said, really positive, and it's really nice to be going into the second half of the year with all of these things.
Yeah. I mean, I must say, Victoria, right? And this is, some people, say things and, it maybe doesn't quite have the depth and meaning of what I'm about to say, but all of us need to play our part in now ensuring that that growth does play out because the macro factors are there. UK society is getting older. Housing equity is by far the biggest asset that people over the age of 65, have at their disposal, 2.6 trillion. And
Wow,
all
big
of those,
numbers.
and whether it's the interest-only mortgages or whether it's wealth, inheritance tax planning, customer demand is set to grow. And therefore, that's a great opportunity for advisors to be heroes to those clients, either current ones that they have or ones that they can go and find. And I must say, your organization, Victoria, you guys are setting a pace. I think, a lot of other firms should stop and look at what you're doing because you are supporting your advisors in a very, very positive way, right? You're ensuring that they're thinking and acting the right way around this market and the opportunities that exist. So, you know,
Thank you. Really
well,
appreciate that. It's nice to come from you as well, seeing that from your perspective, because we do like to try. So we do really appreciate you saying that.
yeah, no, it 100%, right? If I had to rank organizations, and I can't name your competitors, right? But you're currently winning the gold medal in my eyes, right? You guys are, you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the talk as well. Yeah. And,
Mm.
hats off to you. You deserve to, attract more members and to, Ben and you and the team, I'm sure you as an organization are going to grow exponentially during this market growth period as well.
Thank you. Well, we hope so. And our advisors, I think that's like you said, like we're attracting the right type of advisors. And the advisors we have within the network already are those ones who want to do best by the customers. So I think we are really lucky. And it's because of them that we're able to be doing so well and they're moving with us and they're inclusive. But yeah, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Having the gold medal does always help, doesn't it, when you've been number one? But it's due to our advisors, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I know you, Ben, and the rest of the team. It's a bit like more to life, right? You can never rest on your laurels. When you climb onto the podium in first position, it means that all the others that aren't are going to try their best to knock you off. So, together we need to continue to support each other. You can count on the support of more to life and indeed the wider key group, right? We want to work hand in glove with the right mortgage network, and we applaud everything that you're doing in exactly the way that you've described it, right? You're attracting the right advisors, and then you're making sure you're all working on the right tracks and doing your jobs properly, which means you're going to serve your clients well, and more clients are going to want to come and work with you. So keep the formula going, Victoria.
Thank you, and thank you for all your support as well. And this has all been so really insightful, and it's so great to have such a positive message to be able to share with everybody as well. And like we say, it's so exciting. But before we finish, and whilst we have you, can you please let our listeners and me have a bit of an insight of what it's actually like to lead More to Life as a whole and key group in the manufacturing side of things?
Look, I'm, as we said at the beginning, right? I'm not getting any younger. I've been in financial services now for, several decades. I've worked at big insurance companies. I've been involved in startup companies in the annuity market. Um, and then for the last 12 years, I've been in this market. And I think my description would be that I'm just so proud to be part of a firm that has tried its best in this market to do the right thing. We are always trying to make more of what's available to us as an industry. We will challenge, we will innovate, we'll push boundaries, and we'll do all of that because for me, there's no part of financial services that I've worked in that is quite as special as this one.
Mm.
And I talked about advisors being heroes, right? This is the only part of the advice market where it's either made me or brokers or clients cry with joy. And I mean that, when I worked at Prudential, I never cried with happiness because we had the best pension scheme or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But I see videos of families where they just didn't realize, to the point you made earlier, right? They didn't realize that as their interest only mortgage came to an end and they were being chased down by a big four bank, they didn't realize that if they went to see a hero advisor who's part of the right mortgage network, they can find a way of taking out a later life lending solution that means they don't have to worry about what happens in life after an interest only mortgage, right? And I've seen videos, I'm sure your advisors have seen it, where families literally break down in happiness and relief that that's the solution that can be made available. And likewise, at the other end, there's families who are facing huge IHT bills, and they're releasing equity from their homes in order to reduce those tax bills. And again, they didn't realize these solutions could exist. They didn't realize that if you paid some of the interest, the rate can be even lower. And if they go and see an advisor from the right mortgage network, then again, they're crying with delight because they're avoiding paying tax to HMRC. The important thing is they've got to be seeing the right advisor. But, my part and the thing that makes me proud to lead More to Life is that, More to Life are never going to rest. I know it's in our DNA. I'm proud of the way in which the team here approach the fact that we're just going to keep challenging and try and provide as good a product set as we can at the prices that we can and the wider support that we can, because we're here to, make brokers look heroes and make those magical moments, take place with families up and down the UK. 2.6 trillion of equity exists, right? Even the UK government, they want a growth agenda. For every pound that's released from equity, it kind of doubles in terms of its positive impact on the economy. So I just think we're at a magical crossroads. I'm proud to lead More to Life. We'll continue to play our part, and we'll continue to look forward to work with organisations like yours, Victoria, to make sure we all succeed and are happy going forward.
No, it is. And I feel the same way with everything with lifetime mortgages. And I'm so glad it's actually being more seen across the board as lending. Like that we're making dreams come true. And it's so lovely. And it's so nice to hear all the different things. And you hear the sort of these advisors come out with of stories of how they've been able to help. And the more we can get that out there and spread the message that these options are available, it is lovely. Yeah, I'm such a big fan as well of this as a product area. But Dave, that's all we've got time for today. So a big thank you to you for sharing your perspective and expertise with us on the podcast. It's been lovely having you. And it's always such a big thank you to our listeners as well for being along on the podcast. But Dave, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, all the very best, everyone. Here's to a great end to 25, and let's march on into an even better 26. Thanks again.
Definitely. Yes, thank you so much. Definitely really looking forward to it. I've been your host for today, Victoria Clark, and this has been your Later Life Lending Insight. See you next time.